Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker are two of the most hyped-up prospects ever since LeBron James. Andrew Wiggins is a 6'8" small forward who is known for his incredible athleticism. At the age of 14-year-old, Andrew Wiggins can already shatter a backboard by throwing down a dunk. This is what ESPN's Myron Medcalf has to say about Andrew Wiggins. He is a member of the LeBron James genetic pool, the players whom competitors can't simply overcome with hard work alone. They are gifted, unique. As the #1 ranked high school baller, Andrew Wiggins can already average 23 points and 11 rebounds per game. At Kansas University, Andrew Wiggins also gave us a glimpse of how good he is by scoring 41 points on West Virginia. Well, for Jabari Parker, he may not receive the same amount of hype as Wiggins, but fans still have extremely high expectations on him. Jabari was named Gatorade Basketball Player of the Year in 2012. He led his high school team to 3 straight championships. He was picked by ESPN as the Freshman and Sophomore of the Year during his high school days. Jabari kept playing at a very high level at Duke University by scoring over 20 points for 7 straight games. This is what people have to say about Jabari's game. Jabari handles the ball like a point guard and has a crossover that makes defenders tumble. His first step has been compared to Oscar Robertson. He can drain 3, yet he goes to the rim with power and uses his 6'11.5" wingspan to block shots and snatch rebounds. Because of the serious potential they have shown, it's reported that many teams tanked on purpose just to get a shot at drafting Wiggins and Jabari Parker. On June 2014, Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker's superstar career officially started as they got drafted by the Cavs and Bucks with the first and second overall pick. Andrew Wiggins got traded to a Timberwolves team that has simply no talent, which means he'll handle the ball most of the time and be the first offensive option with no doubt. Jabari will team up with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bucks fans that the duo will lead the Bucks back to the glory days again. 4 years has passed so quickly. Looking back from now, everything has changed, or nothing has changed. Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker are still young and they can still improve, but none of them reach the expectations fans have on him. They don't even come close to the expectation. So, what exactly happened? What happened to both of their superstar career? Why they play so poorly this season? Let's first start with Jabari Parker. For me, Jabari's case is quite easy. The reason why he never became the guy we all expect him to be is because of injuries, defense, and rise of players like Chris Middleton. Jabari Parker is injury prone. Jabari tore his ACL for the first time after only playing 25 games in his rookie season. When fans were all talking about who is going to win Rookie of the Year, whether it's Andrew Wiggins or Jabari Parker, Jabari's rookie season just ended in such an unspectacular way. In the 25 games Jabari played for the Bucks, he averaged 12.3 points and 5.5 rebounds in just under 30 minutes a night, which shows tons of promise. With Jabari on the court, the Bucks also has a 30-12 record, which is pretty good for a team that ranked at the bottom of the East last season. A torn ACL kept him out of the court for nearly 12 months, which heavily influenced his growth as a player. When his peers are all working on their game in the summer, Jabari can barely run at full speed. Jabari returned in the 2015-2016 season, although it took him some time to adapt to the new season, but he eventually found the rhythm he was looking for all year, as he averaged 18.9 points in his final 28 games of that season. Instead of relying on the three-point shot, most of Jabari's points come from cuts and transition plays. As Jabari made 96 of 159 on cuts and 102 of 153 on transition plays. In the 2016-2017 season, Jabari hit an all-time high as he averaged 20.1 points and 6.9 rebounds per game while shooting 49% from the field. That season, he had career high on usage rate, win share, and PER. The superstar expectation might be gone, but he showed us that he can still be a solid second fiddle who can give 20 points and 5 rebounds per game. But before the All-Star game, something awful happened again, as Jabari tore his ACL in his left knee for the second time in 3 years, which means he will be sidelined for another 12 months. When everything seemed to be back on track, the injuries knocked Jabari down again. He was forced to spend the entire 2017 summer that was supposed to be spent on improving his game on rehabbing. Finally, Jabari returned in February 2018, but there is simply no place for him. Giannis was playing 4, while Chris Middleton is playing 3. Jabari had a career low in almost every single category since his rookie season. Jabari just can't hide his frustration and disappointment with lack of playing time, as he said in an interview. "I'm human. I have a right to be frustrated. I have waited 2 years for this. In postseason, it's no different, as Jabari only played 25 games combined in Game 2 and Game 1 and scored only 2 points. Milwaukee has scored just 69.1 points per 100 possessions with Jabari on the court in the series. Jabari played a little bit better in the rest of the series, but is still only able to average 15 points per game. Jabari hit the free agency as a restricted free agent, which means if the Bucks can match the offer if they want it. But his injury history, the poor performance, caused the Bucks to not resign him. Another big problem with Jabari's game is the lack of effort on the defensive end. As a 6'8" forward, he didn't go grab many rebounds, and Parker would regularly lose his man as he would watch the ball or forget to help, which all led to many defensive breakdowns. It really confuses me to see guys who are as athletic as Jabari Parker playing such horrible defense. Jabari's wingspan and vertical are all tier 1. His lateral movement was also really quick. But why did he play such horrible defense? I think the reason is that he doesn't care about defense as much as he cares about offense. When a reporter asked Jabari Parker about playing defense during his first press conference after joining the ball, this is what he said: "They don't pay me to play defense." You can tell from what he said that he didn't care about defense the way he cared about offense, which is pretty sad for a guy who is athletic and talented as Jabari Parker. So far this season, Jabari averaged 12 points per game, is the second leading scorer on the Bulls roster. But sadly, he's no longer in the rotation. It's almost for sure that Jabari will get traded before the trade deadline. Then let's talk about Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins used to be called Air Canada, the Maple Jordan, which shows how much hype he has received. His vertical and wingspan are nearly perfect. A scout said that his athleticism is out of the world, and because of his performance and hype, it's reported that Adidas would like to offer Andrew Wiggins a 10-year contract that worth from $140 to $180 million. Then came into the draft. Andrew Wiggins was drafted with the number 1 overall pick with no doubt. When he got sent to Minnesota, every Wolves fan were hyped and saw him as the savior of the franchise. Some people even criticized LeBron James for trading away the 2014 number 1 overall pick. The first 3 seasons of Andrew Wiggins' career went on as expected. In his first season, Andrew Wiggins took home the Rookie of the Year and the Rising Star Game MVP award. He averaged 17 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. Even Kobe said that Andrew Wiggins is a reflection of himself 19 years ago. In his second season, he increased his points per game to 20.1 points. On February 3rd, 2016, Andrew Wiggins dropped 30 points on the Lakers, right behind Kobe's 38 points. During the game where there was one play in particular where the two battled one-on-one, Wiggins backed down the Black Mamba and quickly spun around for a fadeaway. Even Kobe himself was a bit stunned as he told Wiggins that looked familiar. "I was really impressed with his turnaround in the post first year. He was off balance, but now he's textbook," Kobe later said in an interview. The third season is when Andrew Wiggins completely broke out as he averaged 23.6 points and shot 45% from the field and 35.6% from 3. He became the 13th player to average over 23 points at 21 years old in league history. He had a 16.5 PER and a 29% usage rate. In the 2016-2017 season, Andrew Wiggins even had 47 points on the Lakers. When everyone saw that the superstar career of Wiggins is about to be unfolded, the Jimmy Butler trade took place, and since then, everything went downhill for Wiggins. He had the worst set since his rookie season, even though he's taking more shots than both Cat and Jimmy. When he's on the court, the Timberwolves is a box plus minus of minus 2.5. Some fans blame Jimmy Butler for Wiggins' lack of growth because they think Jimmy Butler took the ball away from Wiggins' hand he could no longer do things he used to do in his first 3 seasons. But is that really the case? No. Wiggins still failed to improve even after the Jimmy Butler got traded. He's still averaging around 17 points on inefficient shooting. In contrast, Cat increased his scoring average by nearly 9 points and grabbed more rebounds, dish out more assists. He lost good games as well. So what happened exactly? While Andrew Wiggins shows no signs of breaking out with his teammates at Kansas University, Joel Embiid is already a top 10 player in the league. The reason is pretty simple: lack of work ethic. Though Wiggins has the athleticism many players can only dream of, his lack of skill and work ethic always stop him from improving his game to a whole nother level. His ball handling ability is average, unlike other NBA stars. Andrew Wiggins don't use his left hand that often. When he dribbles the ball, his barrier center is high, which is also a problem he needs to fix if he wants to improve his handles. Wiggins also doesn't have a lot of moves to beat the defenders in isolation. To be honest, you can count his dribble moves with one hand. This is what I saw on one Andrew Wiggins draft report. Wiggins is very much an unrefined offensive player. Here, he is for the most part a straight line ball handler, as the ball slows him down and doesn't do a great job changing speed or direction, particularly with his offhand. 4 years ago, Andrew Wiggins' skill level in the half-court is unpolished. 3 years later, it remains nearly the same. Wiggins' shooting is also concerning. His problem with shot selection, as 45% of his shots come from mid-range, while only shooting around 25% from that range. Andrew Wiggins' outside shots are also average, as he only shot 33% from beyond the arc since entering the league. Andrew Wiggins' rebounding ability and playmaking ability are also really bad for a guy who is that talented and hyped. He has never averaged over 2.5 assists and 5 rebounds per game, which is really bad. On the defensive end, Wiggins' footwork and focus are bad. He had a hard time guarding pick and roll, but because of his leaping ability and speed, he can still recover to contest his opponent's shot. Ball handling, shooting, rebounding, defense are something he definitely needs to work on. But does Andrew Wiggins have the will to work his ass off every day in order to improve? If he has, is the will strong enough? This is what the scouts had to say about Wiggins' work ethic. The biggest issue is whether or not Wiggins had the mental makeup to maximize his immense physical gifts. While some scouts are extremely on high him, there are just as many that question his focus and passion for the game. Andrew Wiggins remains as the same player he was 4 years ago and barely shows any improvements because of the lack of work ethic. He takes basketball as some sort of job. He just do what the coach told him to do. When he could leave, he just leave. He never work for extra hours in the gym to improve. He doesn't have the work ethic that's required to be an all-time great. He basically just spend the hours in the gym and just leave. He never stayed or just work on some aspect that he needs to work on in order to improve. Fortunately, Andrew Wiggins did show a little bit of improvement as he put more effort on defensive end and increased his off-ball movement. He recently also had a 30-point game against the Thunder. Jabari is also about to get traded, so his disappointing season may take a turn. So guys, this is today's video. Really wish you guys enjoyed. Also, Merry Christmas. 2018 is about to end and 2019 is coming. I'll keep grinding so I would hit 1K very soon. But I wouldn't be able to do that without you guys' support, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. With that being said, I'm out. Peace. Subscribe.